to Band Geek. I'm Richie Castellano. Joining me today is Andy Ascolese.
Hello.
Brandy's not here. Clap.
She's upstairs.
Brandy, clap from upstairs. Nothing. And Andy Graziano.
Hey!
And we're going to be joined by some others later on. But today is it? What camera am I looking at? Oh, there's like 3 cameras here. Only one of them's on that one. Okay. Today's a very, very special episode.
I'm saying hello to the one on top that's not on this one. Hi.
It's that one right there.
Nice to see everybody.
And if you haven't figured it out by now, we now have these episodes on video. So go over to our YouTube channel, which is my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Richie Castellano, and you'll get to see all of these Band Geek episodes up there in full video. So no more half video, half audio sort of thing. But if you want to listen to it on audio, it's still up at riotcast.com, so you can check that out. And let's take care of a little business before we get started.
You could always just turn your monitor off, too.
You could do that and just pretend that you're listening to a podcast. That's good. If you want to support the show, go to richiecastellano.com/tipjar, and there's a PayPal form there, and that's how you contribute to the show. And today is a big thank you to the people who have done that, and we really, really appreciate it. And yes, thank you very much. And the other way to do that is if you use Amazon to go to riotcast.com/bandgeek, and you go to the Amazon banner at the top of the page, and you do your you click that, you do your shopping like normal, and then when you check out, a small percentage of your purchase goes to supporting our show, and it doesn't cost you anything extra. So we really appreciate that. Today, what we're doing, I'm looking at my phone because I'm trying to get some names to thank everybody. Today is about the fans and the people who have helped us to make the show better and to keep doing the show, because the show is something we do because it's fun, and we basically do it for free, but it still costs money to put the show on. We have to pay for the hosting fees. We have to pay for, little supplies. We're upgrading stuff. We have these things. These things cost money. We have a screen. We're buying more cameras, and we're trying to make
electricity.
Electricity. We're trying to make it so we can keep the show going and get it better. And as you could see, your contributions are helping, because now, because of the fans like you who have contributed, we now can do this video show. So that's really because of you guys. So thank you so much. And this is a way to say thank you. And we picked 3 of the most generous contributors, and we did special requests by them. But I'm going to give some honorable mentions right now and give some thank yous out to the people who have been just really amazing. Okay, I want to thank Leslie Pierce, Gianpaolo DeMontis, James Conley, Nancy Ryan, Frank Italiano, William Beckwith, Cheryl Peterson, David Steichleather, David Pienta, Jeffrey Schaefer, Miles Barron, Norman Pruslin, Richard Bastable, Laura Sharp, and Stanislaus Gandon, Gregory Coase, Ben Silberman, Al Policano, Tracy McCrite, James Dial, Jerry Castaldo, Joel Canonico, James, Spinagle, I hope I got that right, Joanne Florek, Brian Bosworth, Chuck Sadin.
The Brian Bosworth?
I guess. Do you know who Brian Bosworth is?
Hey, do you?
No.
Is that like the football guy with the
yeah, thank you, Brian Bosworth, the football player. Jeff McGee, Mark Haynes, Wes Nations, Dennis Mahone, Fred Paulus, James Campbell, and many more. So those are the contributors. Thank you very much. This isn't like a pay-to-play thing, but it's like, people have contributed to the show, and we didn't really ask for anything in return, but we're doing something in return. So what song should we play first? What do you guys want to play first? We've already recorded these songs, so mostly. What do you think? Okay, nothing. So we did 3 songs. Let's start with this.
Budgie.
The Budgie song? Okay. Yeah. Tom O'Hanlon, you pain in my ass. Let's talk about Tom O'Hanlon first. Okay, Tom O'Hanlon is a Blue Oyster Cult super fan. I believe he lives in Ireland, and we just toured Europe, and he came to every show he could. He came to like 10 shows or something like that. It was insane. But Tom and I had a rocky start, didn't we, Tom? So Basically, my first introduction to Tom O'Hanlon was when he complained about me making faces on stage.
That's nothing. I've been doing that for 20 years.
Well, the problem is, like, I stand next to Buck, who's awesome, and doesn't make any faces. So it's like, well, if Buck doesn't make faces, why does this asshole need to make faces? So that was the issue that I was dealing with. And he's right. I don't need to make faces. It's just the notes don't come out if I don't make the faces.
My in-laws went to see you, I guess when you were still playing bass.
Mm-hmm.
They were at CSI one time. And they commented on the fact that you were animated in the show.
But is it like whole body animated or facially animated?
Probably both at the time. You.
Hey.
Sorry. Oh wait, you're recording podcast?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My bad.
But since then, since Tom broke my chops initially, here's what happened. We were playing in Dublin, right? And I think Tom was at a pub next door eating lunch, and I saw him. And I grabbed my camera, right? And I went next to him and went. I took a selfie. So then we became friends, and Tom's been a great supporter of the show, and we really appreciate him, and also he's supportive of like the original stuff that I do.
Nice.
But every time I do a live stream and I'm just messing around, Tom always goes, "Play Budgie." Play Budgie. Play Budgie. And I'm like, what's a budgie?
Budgie's a kind of bird.
There you go.
Well, you knew who Budgie was.
I knew Budgie. I have some of their stuff. It's interesting because they're very much a 70s rock band. They're not quite like a metal band, but they're definitely not like a regular rock band.
It's like a weird
I described them as like if they were Black Sabbath, if Black Sabbath never got out of their garage.
There you go.
They were like
The guy sounds like Geddy Lee.
yeah, Black Sabbath, Rush sort of weirdness.
It's interesting stuff. It's pretty cool.
And they still play.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do a Budgie song right now.
They've been covered by Metallica, and this is one of the ones that they've done.
Yeah, so we're gonna do one of the more well-known Budgie songs. But this was not easy.
No.
None of these songs was easy, guys. Thank you very much for that, by the way. I thought, like, the last one we did, Michelle K. Williams was like, oh, do Driven to Tears, right?
Right.
Yeah, that was good. That
I
was
could do
nice.
that, no problem. But this time, all three songs were very, very challenging. This one has some weird counts and some, like, measures of 5 in it.
That's why it's challenging, because it's not that any specific part is hard to play,
Yeah.
but just they do it the way they did it. You know, they just kind of put it out there,
And then there's that breakdown with no drums.
Right, but
too.
where's the 5 part?
It's like a break.
coming after. Yeah, it's like after a chorus or something. It's like the way he comes back in is very odd.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah.
It's like a break that's not even, basically.
So, our theory on that is that the band isn't actually playing 5.
No,
It's
just
that
the way they played it.
Yeah, they just finish the phrase, and then the drummer decides to count 1 after he's done with that phrase.
Or he just waited and then did the fill and then everyone came in.
Yeah, I think
Because it's a break,
That's what,
yeah.
But that's not the hardest part of the song. I think the hardest part is the middle part.
Yeah, the little guitar bass thing.
Another
Another thing where it's like they just kind of did it, and
yeah. I don't think we did it particularly well either.
we did it though.
We did it. It's
counts.
done now. But I think the best thing about this now, I've been dealing with a lot of crap on YouTube for this, is that Anne Marie singing this song, and she destroys this song. It kills it. But a lot of people, like, not a lot of people
want to hear us sing like a Geddy Lee
yeah,
style.
exactly.
thing.
That's my point. There's one. I'm always talking about you.
Yeah.
It's never nice. I'm kidding.
We're saying
Just kidding.
You only save the mean things for me. You say all the nice stuff to everybody else, and then to me, you just like.
That's okay. I get in trouble all the time for that kind of stuff too at home.
But there's this one guy on YouTube.
What we were saying was you did good.
You did good. Well, I was hearing you guys talk about that one part that. And the best part about that song for me was the faces you were making at each other doing it.
Because it's hard to count during that.
No,
We're
but
just,
like it's like you have to do like the head bob. Yeah,
we did jazz heads.
No, but like your mouth was agape, and you were like bird feeding.
It was like I was 15 again.
It was great.
Agape.
Oh, no, what? This episode made me feel like I was 15 again in a lot of ways. But the
Well, the three of you.
well, the thing I was the thing I was saying was that when we have one troll on YouTube who thinks who's gone to every single video
to try to find inconsistencies.
to tell us that a girl shouldn't sing guy songs.
And you know what? I'm with him. I get that.
Amory agrees, but the problem is I can't sing that, you can't sing that, and you can't sing that. So that's what we're doing from now on. Deal with it.
Take that, troll.
I don't know. But yeah, so Andy, if you listen to the Speed of Sound, chronological history episode, is that what it was called?
Oh, that's right, the chronicle history of was it Progeny?
Whatever it was,
or Speed of Sound.
The three of us had a prog rock band in high school, and doing this episode recaptured a lot of that spirit, I guess. We
even have the same chair.
That's right. I stole. If you guys have never seen that, I stole this chair from a Wendy's parking lot. So
they were throwing it away.
They were throwing it away. It's not really stealing it.
Yeah.
I reclaimed it.
Dumpster dive.
Yeah. I'm an American picker. Okay, here is Crash Course in Brain Surgery from Budgie. Yeah. Hope you're happy, Tom. Right, Tom? Frickin' Tom.
Lead shaker!
Another Band Geek superfan that we want to shout out to right now is the incredible Ralph Pitts. I love Ralph. I love him. I love his wife. I love his family. I even love the people I haven't even met. Ralph, you're amazing. Ralph's another BOC fan who comes to a lot of shows and has been very generous to the podcast. And his requests are always really thoughtful. You know what I mean? They're never like on the last show, we played my song. We played Love Songs, the one we wrote.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm sorry, our song. Sorry, Andy. I see how I claimed that right away. Look at that. What a jerk. Anyway, so we did Love Songs, and that was great. But this time, he upped the ante a little bit. Now he asked for... He gave us the option to play some of the pop tunes from our CD,
okay.
Two-Part Invention, but he said what he'd really like to hear is Hold On from the Progeny CD. Progeny is a CD we did when I was in college, and we should talk about it. Oh, it's right there. You're gonna bring in a visual aid.
Yeah.
Just to see that it was done in fact in the 90s. Check out this artwork right there. Look at that.
Oh yeah, you're gonna want that.
Look at that.
Wow, Progeny.
So, let's talk about how we recorded that. I think this particular song, we recorded I think I made a click first, like MIDI.
Right.
And
we did with Ron,
right? we went to Ron Thal's. He was working at
Bumblefoot.
Wave Street Studios at the time, and we set up your drums in his studios. So we definitely have like the Wave Studios drum sound on that. So he recorded there, and then we did the rest all overdubs, like in my place.
Like your dorm room.
Some of it might have done in the dorm room. I mixed a lot of it in the dorm room, and we were really into Yes and Emerson, Lake and Palmer and Genesis, all those bands. So this is sort of our version of doing that.
And Queen
too,
because we had that vocal stuff.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, always Queen. And you hear we wore our influences on our sleeve. I ripped off the theme to the A-Team at one point in the song. I'm sure you guys will spot that because it's a direct lift from the A-Team themes. Right? Is it the A-Team?
That's what I thought. Yeah.
It's
Or is it Magnum PI? Or is it?
It's one of those. It's definitely like an '80s kind of crime.
It's a riff,
crime action thing.
I don't know if you could.
Now the thing with this and recording it is that we tried to get that big, as you mentioned, that big Queen sound. So when you watch this video, we're gonna be overdubbing the vocals and the keyboard
And the keyboards.
right, because Andy on the album played both, so he's gonna play keyboards and we're gonna all do our little this sort of like hold the ear by the microphone sort of thing. So enjoy "Hold On" by us, Progeny, formerly known as Progeny, Andy, and Richie, and "Hold On," the opening track to that CD, which I believe you can get on iTunes now.
Yes.
So enjoy.
Hold on to your dreams, don't let them go away. Don't let them go away. We've come too far to let them go away. I won't forget the love we had. Thought that things would never change. They stay the same. As time goes by, you'll be by my side. I guess you lost the love you used to have for me, turning into someone I don't know. Hold on to your dreams. Don't let them go away. Don't let them go away. We've come too far to let them go away. I won't forget the love we had. I thought you'd never leave this place. You can't erase the memories I have inside my mind. You never thought that you could stop and change your pace, leave the life you used to live behind. Hold on to your dreams. Don't let them go away. Don't let them go away. We've come too far to let them go away. I won't forget the love we had. I can't take it any longer. This will be my final stand. gotten over all the times you went away. I know that you can't give me all your time. You never lost the love you used to have for me. And deep inside, I know you are mine. Hold on to your dreams, don't let them go away. Don't let them go away. We've come too far to let them go away. I won't forget the love we had.
Last song was a bitch. I can say bitch, right?
Yeah.
So, okay, Rob Crossland has been an amazing supporter to Band Geek, and we really appreciate everything he's done. Thank you, Rob. We love you.
Yeah.
And I think Rob, I don't know if Rob's a BOC fan. He might be, but like I know him just through Band Geek, and it's really something when you're doing this and people find the show not through what I do, or what anyone. It's like they're just fans of what we do, of the show. You know what I mean? So that's really cool. So we love that.
Yeah.
And Rob likes to pick really, really hard songs for us to do. I mean, look, we're all prog rock fans, and we like the challenge, and it's sort of like a very macho thing about playing prog rock.
And you've seen us done enough stuff where it's like, well, if we say this, it's not an outrageous, whether or not they can.
Yeah, like the problem is that we put videos up of us playing like Heart of the Sunrise.
Yeah, right.
But the problem is Heart of the Sunrise is a song we've been playing for 15 years.
Right.
So we know it in and out. So if you're someone watching that and you don't know that, when you say, "Oh, these guys, if they can play Heart of the Sunrise, they can probably play this." Not so much. But we definitely gave it a shot. So Rob's pick was a song by Porcupine Tree, which is like a modern prog rock band, or was a modern prog rock band.
Yeah, they still are.
I think they're disbanded.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think it's
Well,
I think
that's
Steven Wilson is solo
Wilson,
now.
who's
Yeah.
like the like one of the dudes, one of the big dudes now in that whole. He's done all the reissues of the classic prog recordings, a lot of that stuff. So he's definitely got his finger in multiple pies.
Yeah, I feel like the two modern prog rock bands are probably Dream Theater and Porcupine Tree. I mean, I can't think of anybody else who's like outwardly progressive in their. I mean, like I'm sure there's
There's a ton of bands.
Yeah, but I mean,
but nobody you've ever really heard of.
the big ones,
Yeah.
the two big ones. So the song that he picked by Porcupine Tree is called Halo, and this is a deceptively difficult song because it starts out kind of normal.
Yeah, it's a repetitious, got a little funky bass line. There's like 1,000 bass play-alongs of this song online.
So it's got that, but then like it has this middle section of doom.
Yeah.
And you charted it out, right? I can't chart it. I had to just learn it by the notes and the melody. But what's going on there?
It's basically it.
Get your calculators, folks.
Here we go.
Exactly.
Time for some Band Geek.
It's like I don't even know how you would do it. It's basically 17 sixteenths. So, but you wouldn't count it that way. The thing is that the phrase kind of overlaps on itself. So there is So it's basically a measure of 9/8 and a measure of 8/8.
It's like the same thing except he
Takes
1 hour.
Like that?
Yeah. So basically, the first two notes are on the downbeat. Ba-bam.
Yeah.
And then when it flips, it ends up being ba-ba.
Yeah. Ba-ba, bum, ba-bum, bum, ba-bum, bum, ba-bum, bum, bum, ba-ba, bum, ba-bum,
Right.
bum,
Ba-bum.
ba-bum, bum, ba-bum,
Exactly.
bum, bum. And then it goes into this even crazier part. Ba-da-bum, ba-da-bum, bum, bum, ba-da-bum,
It's the
ba-dum,
same. It's the same rhythm.
Yeah, ba-da-bum, ba-da-bum, bum, bum, ba-da-bum, ba-dum, bum, bum, ba-da-bum, ba-dum, ba-dum, bum, bum, ba-dum, bum, ba-dum, bum, bum, ba-da, bum,
It's
ba-da.
great because even though it's all weird like that, if you play it the right way, it should still be smooth. You know?
It should, technically. Well, we recorded it already, so we know it was a pain in the ass. But we were, Rob, we were down here for a while, man.
Yeah.
It was a while.
I got home at like midnight or something.
And Andy was drenched after playing.
I was.
Well, you know what? In Rob's email to me, he goes, "I'd really like to see Halo. I want to see how Andy will handle doing that."
I tried my best. Gavin Harrison's an amazing drummer, and I'm definitely a fan of his. But
Not enough of a fan to learn it the right way.
no, I am. I could only go so far. That's the problem.
I'm just playing with
I
you.
could only get so close.
Yeah, especially you got to understand something. Andy is a phenomenal drummer, probably my favorite drummer, but he's very handicapped by this set over here, by the digital set. It's a great tool for us. I live in a very small house with attached to two other houses, and I can't make a lot of noise down here. So this is the only way I can do this, is this drum set down here. Because if we had a real drum set in here, we just couldn't do it. Forget it. So this makes Band Geek possible, but every drummer that comes down here takes a look and goes, ugh. You know, I mean...
I also needed like 3 more weeks to learn this song to practice.
But I don't know, what's the analogy? Is that like... I guess you could say it's like the Variax, but the Variax feels like a guitar.
Yeah.
And, because it is a guitar. So, I don't know, but it's... But I feel like a lot of guys like really struggle on this, but you, from doing it so much, you've kind of gotten used to it.
I just try to not worry about it and just play.
And another thing that really helps is what we do a lot of the time is we take the MIDI from this as well. As like we take the audio, and early on I used to use the audio from this all the time, but now I feel like if I replace those with, and I play it to like a nice virtual instrument like Abbey Road drums from Native Instruments or BFD from FX Expansion, like it makes it sound a little more live, you know what I mean,
Right.
and real. So it's still his performance, it's just getting played with better sounds. Not to say the Roland doesn't have good sounds, but we can't really, if he was to sit here and screw with all the sounds, it would be a colossal waste of time while everybody's waiting here.
And to watch an unboxing video of that, you could click right here.
Oh great, now I gotta put that in there. Thanks.
There.
It's up there. Okay, so so thank you very much, Rob Crossland. Here is Halo from Porcupine Tree.
Cause
So that's it. That's our special fan request video. Please keep the contributions coming, guys. We really appreciate it. And maybe your special request will happen next time if we ever get the courage to do this again. So we really appreciate you guys watching. And I hope you like the new format of the show. Nice hand for Andy Graziano.
Yeah.
Andy Ascolese.
Yes. Anne-Marie.
Yeah, Anne-Marie, who played. Is anybody else played?
She sang.
It's just the three of us.
Yeah.
In here.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm Richie Castellano. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.